Oh, he must be on his holidays again, is he? Sunglasses on, sun shining? Not quite. We are in London doing some media work down here. So unfortunately, I'm missing the game against Espanyol tonight, but I will be back in St James Park for the Atletico Madrid doubleheader tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that one. I tell you what, it's exciting times at the minute. Oh, I don't want to do it again, do it? We're doing it again. Trying not to. I'm in a good mood down here. Good crack. And good stories coming out in the press online now about links for Newcastle United of who they are looking at to replace Alexander Isak. And it's all getting a bit carried away. So I'll say, first of all, take it with a pinch of salt. And let's probably try and not get excited, as it's hard to after the way this summer window has panned out so far. The amount of exploring, talking, negotiating, scouting, watching, bidding, and then rejecting. We don't want to get too ahead of ourselves, to be honest with you. But at the same time, I'm like, let's just be positive. Let's try and keep the faith, and let's try and hope that the club do pull something out the bag. And they're trying to do that because in the past hour, there has been 3 big names linked in Newcastle. I'll start with the most credible one, because that's coming from UK reports. That's coming from The Athletic. David Ornstein there. He is saying that Newcastle United are set to move on Samu, the Spanish striker from Porto. Now, set to move being the key word here, because they're watching him, they're admiring him, they're a big fan of him, and he's now high up on a small shortlist that is left of strikers to replace Isak, which, you know, this shortlist isn't really a shortlist anymore, is it? It's a really long list. So Samu is next in line, according to The Athletic. We're going to get into some more names in a minute. But there, he's saying there that Newcastle are going to look at Samu, but nothing has been done yet. There's been no approach. So we haven't bid, we haven't necessarily opened official talks, even though there's some reports that it's preliminary talks. A little bit of a look towards what could be happening next, and that is Samu from Porto. Now, a lot of you were in the podcast the other night live talking about Samu, so you can get this one done. And I have to agree with you. If you look around now, and Craig Hope, Daily Mail, the video I did this morning, his list of targets, he was saying that we're not going to move on Ramos from PSG, which I find disappointing because I would like that option. But we are potentially looking at Samu from Porto, according to The Athletic. And this one is a one that gets me as excited as a Gonzalo Ramos will, because after your Ekitikes, after your Pedros, after who else just recently, Sesko, there's not many left, to be honest, that get me too excited or optimistic. But this one does. Big fan of Big Samu. If we could get this over the line, honestly, he is a beast. He is going to be top. Remember, Chelsea nearly signed him last summer for 35 million from Atletico Madrid. He never actually made an appearance at Atletico Madrid. He was on loan at Alaves, did really well there, impressed. Chelsea, eyes open. Do I think, right, we're going to move for him? Didn't end up happening. He ended up signing for Porto for 15 million last summer. His debut season has got everybody talking about him. Every big club's watching him. So cue the bid from someone else now that they know we're in for him. That's going to happen, isn't it? Surely, who else needs a striker at the minute? Name them. They'll swoosh in for him. If you know, recent history in this transfer window was right. But Samu, serious. Now, that'll be a statement. This lad is honestly, and I'm not just saying it, Man U fans, right? And Man U fans coming back at me as well on Twitter, side. So, you know, how many times have you watched him play? I showed him the picture of him scoring against that was a big old mess, and I don't have time to edit it, so we're going to roll with it, because I've got to go in the studio in a minute and start recording. So I seen him. I was mixing my words between seeing him score at Old Trafford or against Man U. I did see him score a brace in the Europa League against Manchester United. 2 very good goals, different goals that Samu do score. So I said, I've seen him play enough. I have seen him play against Man United, seen him play here or there, and he does look like an absolute beast. 6'4", powerful, strong, but really explosive as well, really quick, and does score a variety of goals. His goal scoring record was brilliant at Porto last year, nearly 30 goals and like 50 odd appearances. So he's class, man, and this will be a serious move for Newcastle. There is, however, a €100 million release clause. That's an issue. We're obviously not going to pay that. There's talks that Villas-Boas, remember him, ex-Chelsea and Spurs manager, he's now their director of football, if you like, and he's apparently asking for around 55 to 60 million pounds for Samu, which could turn out to be an absolute bargain, because the Spanish international, he has played a few times for Spain, he will play a lot more for them in the future. Massive bloody fly on my screen there. He's class, Samu. I really like this signing. I really like the idea of it. I hope we do move on it. I hope it's not just exploring and talking and wondering and watching. Start bidding, start moving, start getting things done, really, because time is ticking. There's a big shame this weekend, the Stella Cup. We haven't got any new signs to see, apart from Ramsdale. We've already seen Alanga at Celtic. So yeah, we'll imagine that big signing if he could come in and play against Villa next week, because Villa actually have already tried to sign Samu as well. As I mentioned, Chelsea did. So teams are interested in Samu. Teams have tried to sign him before. It will be a quality addition. But as I was just about to hit record on this one, Newcastle are now in negotiations to sign Randal Kolo Muani from Paris Saint-Germain. That's according to Sky Sports in Germany. We've had nothing yet. Might break, might change throughout this video from the UK reports, but they're saying that we are in talks to sign Kolo Muani. Now this will be some sign as well, man. Kolo Muani, a bit different. I think it was 8 goals on loan at Juventus last year, but overall play started impressing people again. Didn't happen for him at PSG, but many players have failed at PSG. But Messi, Neymar, a lot of them, Mbappe, didn't do well at PSG, really did it until this season, when obviously they've really kicked on and they've got the team sorted there. But with Kolo Muani, it's an exciting one. Remember, Ekitike was the one that replaced Kolo Muani at Frankfurt after selling him for big money, and Kolo Muani scored a ton of goals at Frankfurt. I think it was about 26 and 50, something along those lines. But he's a quality goal scorer once he gets up and running, and for France, again, he's looked very, very good. He's a quality international there, an exciting player. I was going to say young, he is kind of 24, I think now, 25, so he's kicking on. He needs that move to be the right one, his next move. You know, he needs to make sure he hits the ground running and does well at this next one, because, you know, there was a lot of hype over this kid when he was a kid a couple of years ago, a lot of hype. And that's kind of still there, you would say, but not quite to the level that it was. But I tell you what, I really like Kolo Muani. I really, really like him. He's a very exciting player, very good player, technically gifted footballer. But if you can get him back to scoring goals again, then he'll be absolutely on fire for Newcastle. And it's one of them ones where online people are like, what, Newcastle? So this is what we need, man. Because as we know, we've been on a laughing stock all summer. Rejection FC, everyone's taking the mick. All the other content creators from other clubs down the other day probably be taking the mick out of me, trying to have a go. But let's wait and see. I've said all window, let's be patient. I kind, you know, that's boiling point now, absolute tipping point on that one. So there is only a couple of weeks left, but let's wait and see. Newcastle, if they pulled out a signing like a Kolo Muani and or a Samu, and other names we've been linked with, you know, reports today, Malik Chow's closing in. You know, personal terms have been agreed with him. Newcastle just need to agree the fee with AC Milan, so the German centre-back wants to move. We can turn this window around in the space of a few days if we get things done. We really can. There's 24 days left or something of the window. If we go out, get a Kolo Muani and or Samu, Malik Chow, get a midfielder, McGinn's been linked, whatever. It's a massive, massive boost. Let Isaac go, let a player go who doesn't want to be here, not asked, and then we'll move on. And those are some quality signings, quality additions where people will start looking, oh, actually, you know what I mean? There's Samu, Alanga, Gordon, if Kolo Muani joined that or replaced one of them, whatever, the midfield three stays fit, get a backup option in there, then, you know, we're absolutely laughing. So, for me, I'd be buzzing with that. I'd be buzzing with the names that have been linked today. I think those would be quality additions. And if we could get in one or two of these names that have been linked, it would be a huge boost for us on the pitch, off the pitch, all the rest of it. And as I'm actually doing this video, another pop-up, this time not as credible. The source is linking us to Benfica striker Pavlidis, the Greek international. So again, another big name, another one that you've been asking for in the comments, another exciting one. Listen, add these strikers to the list. Get one of them in at least, please. Yoane Wissa, that's meant to be happening soon as well, because Brentford are signing Bournemouth's Utara. So once they've done that, then Wissa will be allowed to leave to come to Newcastle. But that is Wilson's replacement. We need Isaac's replacement, and even maybe one more with Champions League. Or does he see Muani as a kind of versatile forward? I think the Samu one is way more realistic, and I kind of prefer that one because I think he's a beast. I think he's really exciting. I think he's one that could get involved in the Premier League and it would suit us, and he's a proper number 9, you know what I mean? So that one really gets me going. So if we get Samu in, get a midfielder in, you know, and start moving, start building, start getting some confidence heading into this new season, because it's only a week away, a week tonight when Liverpool kick things off, and then it's Newcastle away to Villa. So yeah, whether it's the Benfica striker, whether it's Kolo Muani, whether it's Samu, let's start getting them done. So there you go, there's a quick update from me in the sunny capital. I'll see you later. I'll see you tomorrow for the Stella Cup. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, pick your top target in the comments. Who would you want to see us sign out of those that have been linked? Many of them. Striker options popping up left, right and centre today on this Friday in the mad old transfer world. So I'll see you shortly, everyone. Drop a like and enjoy yourself.